If you want to be climate neutral in 2050, you have to start counting back. So if you want to be climate neutral in 2050, where are you going to be in 2040? Where are you going to be in 2030? What do we need to do in the next 10 years? Now, Antonio Costa already made clear what needs to be done by 2030. It is my task, with him and others, to convince the rest of the European Union that in the next 10 years we will have to reduce our emissions with at least between 50 and 55%, which is quite substantial. But we have to do other things at the same time. We have to change our behavior. We have to do it now. And we have to change our legislation. So, if we start today and we use the next 4 to 5 years to put in place the legislation that will change the direction of Europe towards another economy, then we can make it in 2050. So please don't have the illusion that 2050, 30 years from now, we have the time. We have no time left. We need to act now. And I'll try and say in 2 or 3 sentences why this is so difficult. For the last 200 years, our economies and our societies have been built on fossil fuel. First coal, then oil, then gas. So everything we do, all the structure of our society, our social security, our healthcare, our housing, is based on an economy that is completely based on fossil fuel. So what we need to do now is to get rid of that base and replace it with a base that is not fossil fuel, that is renewable energy. That is a tectonic shift, that is a fundamental change in our economic structure. We can do it in 1 generation, but that's the only generation, your generation. So again, if you're 20 now, by the time you're 50, this should be done. You can do this. But if we don't start today, we will never get there in 30 years' time. So let's get cracking.
As próximas perguntas vêm do movimento Fridays for Future. Temos aqui uma ligeira manifestação que faz parte do mesmo grupo, com todo o direito. E agora peço para fazerem a vossa pergunta.
As metas de redução de emissões de gases de efeito de estufa.